What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over some basketball games for Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best luck on all your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the games. We're going to be looking at the Nets versus the Celtics, Sixers versus Raptors, and Bulls versus the Bucks. This is going to be a game 2, a game 3, and a game 2. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers, numbers specific to the game. Up top here, I keep track of the home team win-loss records for the playoffs. So this will be the 15th playoff game. The Nets and the Celtics. The series is up here between the two teams for the playoffs. Right here is the road team, their coach's record, their season record, I didn't add his playoff record for some reason. Their away record and their playoff record as a team. In the middle is the head-to-head record between the two teams all time, as well as for the playoffs and for this season in particular. And then at the bottom is the home team, their season record, their home record, their all-time playoff record, and then their coach's record. Let me go back here, though. NBA. I think it was this one. No, it wasn't that one. It might be this one. Hold on, I'm looking to confirm the Nets. Okay, so he didn't have any playoff. No, that can't be right. Hold on one second. There, just to show you guys what I'm doing. Basketball. Go to the coaches. For some reason, I just didn't add it. That's interesting. So they're 0-1. This would be the 14th post. Post 8, 6, or 7, 7. Because I didn't have that. All right, now we got that fixed. Okay, so let's get into it. This is the 420 episode. So I got to take a hit for the 420 episode, special episode. I can't, I don't think I can, do advertising on this video. Happy 420, everybody. All right. Nets versus Celtics. Let's get into it. I usually start with the home team first. I go over some numbers for the home team to win this game. And then I go over some numbers for the road team to win this game. Let me get a drink of water really quick. All right. Let's go. Celtics versus the Nets. All right, so let's start with the Celtics here. What are some things that allow Celtics to win this game? Today does have 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. The Nets, they can get their 40th loss for the season. If you write out 40, it sums to 30. It also sums to 84, and it's the Celtics' 84th game for the season. Nets can get their 40th loss on a day with 30 date numerology. 40 sums to 84 and 30. It's the 19th day of the Hebrew religious. The Nets can get their 19th road loss for the season. Also, one thing that I missed skipping over is 30. 30 sums to 100. Nets coach, he can sit on 100 wins all time for his career with a loss. Nets can get that 19th road loss. They can get that 40th loss. Celtics would get their 30th home win to go with. And this is the Celtics' 677th postseason game as a team. Mathematically speaking, 677, that's 123rd prime number. And if Celtics win this game, home teams would become 12-3, like 123 for the playoffs with the win. What else? Also, the number 40. The number 40 sums to 51. And Celtics could become 5-1 head-to-head against the Nets for the season, like 51. What else? I think that's all I had. Let's switch gears. I'm not going to take too long on this video. I'm going to go pretty quickly. Let's switch gears and go to the Nets side. I have to go ahead and mark this now since I didn't have the coach's playoff record for some reason. If the Nets were going to win this game, they can simply just pick up their 46th win for the season on a day with 46 date numerology for the Gregorian. Today, it's the 19th day of the Hebrew religious. 19 written out sums to 86. Nets can get their 86th all-time head-to-head win against the Celtics as Nets coach becomes 8-6 for the playoffs, like 86 with the win. What's fascinating is on the calendar that I made up, the Gregorian religious calendar. So I have the Gregorian silver, the Hebrew civil, and the Hebrew religious. The Hebrew calendar has two sides, right? The Hebrew civil, which changes the overall year for the calendar, starts in the fall of the year, the calendar year, around the fall time. The Hebrew religious side starts around the springtime. The Gregorian civil starts directly in the middle of winter. So you have winter, fall, fall and spring, fall, winter. What is missing? What's missing is summer. And so that's where I made up the Gregorian religious calendar. It's modeled in the middle of summer, the opposite of the Gregorian civil, modeled basically to mirror the two parts of the Hebrew calendar. So I made this side up, the Hebrew religious, but what's fascinating is it's the 294th day of the Hebrew religious side, a day leaving 71 left with 52 date numerology on it and 72 date numerology on it. And this is the 7 seed versus the 2 seed, like 72. Celtics can sit on 52 wins with a loss. Celtics can get their 294th playoff loss as a team, as Nets get their 71st playoff win as a team. 71 left, 294th day, a day with 52 and 72 date numerology on it. So even though I made this side up, but yet I made it up and modeled it logically after the Hebrew two-sided calendar and going along with the 4 seasons to the year for the 4 base ciphers that we use as well. It's the 294, 71. So if Nets win, they would get their 74th playoff win. Celtics would get their 294th playoff loss, sitting on that 52. This 2 seed versus the 7 seed. So I thought that was kind of fascinating for the Nets. It will be a made-up calendar win if they get it. But let's move on. I'm going to go through, like I said, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. Raptors versus the Sixers. Raptors versus the Sixers. Make sure I got it. Yep, got it going. All right, Raptors versus the Sixers. Starting with the home team. If the home team is going to win this game, Raptors can get their 56th playoff win all time as a team. 56 written out sums to 46. Today has 46 date numerology on the Gregorian. Also has 66 date numerology on the Gregorian. 66 sums to 49. Raptors would get their 49th win for this season as they get their 56th postseason win. The number 46, if you were to write it out, 46 comes to 136, and Raptors coach can sit on 136 losses all time for his career with a win. Today with 30 date numerology, 30 sums to 100. Sixers coach would sit on 100 playoff wins with a loss. And then it's the 120th all-time head-to-head matchup between these two. It's the 120th postseason playoff game for the Raptors. 120 number properties. It's the 15th triangular number. And 225, it has a square root of 15. So we have a 15 pattern there potentially. And the Sixers can get their 225th playoff loss as a team as they get their 15th road loss to go with. So those would be some numbers for the Raptors. For the Sixers to win this game, Raptors can get their 37th loss for the season. Today does have 12 and 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. If you write out the number 30, it sums to 37. 37 mathematically is the 12th prime number, 1230. Then get their 37th loss for the season. They would sit on 48 wins for the season, the Raptors, as their coach gets his 137th loss all time for his career. If you write out the number 48, 48 sums to 137. So they would sit on 48 wins for the season as his coach gets the 137th loss all time for his career. What else? The Sixers, they can up the series 3-0, like 30. Today with 30 date numerology. They can get that 30. They can go 3-0, like 30 head-to-head against the Raptors for this playoff series. This is the 5 seed versus the 4 seed, like 54 or 45. So I expect Sixers to get their 54th win, in this series, whether it's game 3 or not. That's what we're trying to debate. But it is there. We saw the Grizzlies, the 2 seed versus the 7 seed, Memphis. Grizzlies got their 27th loss for the season in the first game. So I expect Sixers to get their 54th win in this series. Does it have to come in game 3? Not necessarily, but it is there. And then you can support other numbers like the 30, the 48, 37. What else here? They can go. Sixers can become 10-7 head-to-head against the Raptors for the playoff. 10-7, kind of like the number 107. 107 is the 28th prime number. They would also get their 28th road win to go with. And I think that's it for right now. Let's keep it moving. Bulls and Bucks. I'll show you both sides here. Starting with the home team, and then we'll go over the road team. Bucks, the home team, if they were going to win this game, it's the 43rd home game for the Bucks. It's the 43rd road game for the Bulls. It's the Bulls coach's 43rd postseason game for his career. 43, if you write it out, comes to 140. And the Bucks can sit on 140 all-time head-to-head losses against the Bulls with the win, as Bucks sit on 14 home losses with the win to go with. 43, the 14th prime number. Today has 12 date numerology on the Gregorian. Bucks can get their 12th playoff win head-to-head against the Bulls all-time, as the Bucks get their 144th playoff win as a team. 12 mathematically is the 12th, or 144 mathematically is the 12th Fibonacci number. Also, it has a square root of 12, so 12 times 12 sums to 144. Today has 46 date numerology on the Gregorian. Bulls can sit on 46 wins for the season with a loss, as they sit on 19 road wins with the loss on the 19th of the Hebrew religious year. And then the Bucks coach, he can get his 50th his 50th playoff win for his career. 50, if you write it out, 50 sums to 66 and 30. And today has 66 and 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. For the Bulls, if the Bulls are going to win this game, they have some interesting numbers here. 159 date numerology on the Hebrew religious, the 19th day of the Hebrew religious year. Bulls can sit on 159 postseason losses with a win, as their coach gets his 19th playoff win for his career. That can line up for them. What else? It is the 20th. It is 420. Bulls can get that 20th road win. Bucks coach get his 40th loss for his career in the playoffs. 40 written out sums to 30. I showed you guys that earlier. 30 date numerology on the Gregorian. It could be a 9/11 thing. 9/11/11/9. What else? Bucks coach can get his 333rd all-time loss for his career. I know 33. It's almost at 66 and 141. And I know this is 333, but Bulls could get that 141st all-time head-to-head win against the Bucks as he gets his 333rd loss. And then this 11/9, 9/11. 9/11 is the 156 prime number. 33 sums to 156 and 66 and 141. Today with 66 date numerology on the Gregorian. Bulls can get that 141, 11/9, 9/11, 333. Could be a pattern there. And what else? I think that might be it. Bulls getting their 47th win. They could sit on 37 losses. 37, the 12th prime number. Today with 12 and 30 date numerology. 30 written out sums to 37. 37, the 12th prime. And I think that will be it for right now. I wanted to breeze through this pretty quickly. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Hopefully this gives you some insight to the games. Hopefully this either adds to a decode or gets you started on a decode. A quick overview of what's going on. Nothing too crazy, but you know, each side has their narrative that you can make for it. A lot of home teams have been winning in the playoffs. You know, starting off with this Nets and Bulls game, or excuse me, Nets and Celtics game. Home teams come in 11-3 for the playoffs. There's only been 3 home team losses, but I think it might pick up a little bit. I think Nets could potentially sit on 11, or keep home teams sitting on 11 wins, as Nets even the score 1-1, like an 11 head-to-head against the Celtics. Maybe Nets get some revenge here in Game 2. Sixers could continue to beat on the Raptors, or Raptors can get some revenge here. I like this to go either way. This one's a tough one. And the Bulls and the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks aren't really fazed by the Bulls this year. They're 5-0. So I guess the only way I can see the Bulls winning this game is if the Bucks did something like they did with the Suns last night, where they just let them have it. If Bucks just want the Bulls to have it, they can just let them have it. You know, they can just lay down for the Bulls, just because. But anyway, hopefully this helps. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support. Happy 420. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. And hopefully you win all the money in the world. I'll see you in the next video.